everybody. Welcome back to the station, the channel, the view, the scene of the eye dog. I'm the BMD, your host of Meet the Band, Catch a Break with the BMD. And we are live on a Zoom call with Gator James. Now, before he says anything, we are going to ask him, where did that name come from before his background? Like to welcome everybody to the show. It is Meet the Band behind the scenes on a Zoom call. I'm the BMD, your host. So, Gator James, tell us how you got the name Gator.
Well, the name came about from someone who was at a rehearsal that I was doing many, many years ago, and they couldn't pronounce my name properly and couldn't remember it, so they nicknamed me Gator. And then when I started touring, the drummer of the band said, you need a last name, and my middle name is James, and we added the two together, and that's how it came about.
Gotcha. So tell us how the tour is going this year so far.
So far, it's doing great. We're doing some awesome festivals. We got Ride for Sight coming up, and of course, we got the Regent Theater on September 18th with Bootleg CCR, which is going to be an awesome show. And we've been doing really good. We did the Waterfront Burlington Waterfront Festival last week, and that was a huge hit. And lots of things happening.
What about your background? Tell us about where you got started.
I toured for about 6.5 years professional, doing all kinds of different bands, from classic rock to pretty much everything. And when I came off the road, the Neil de Champlain, which was the person I put the George Thorogood show together with, we were looking for something that was unique that nobody had done yet. And we were sort of playing around with the George Thorogood thing, and he said, "You sort of sound like him." So we started doing a couple songs, ended up doing a tribute to it. And basically that was in 1994. So
wow. So it's obviously successful.
Yeah, we're still the only one too. And we're into our 33rd year now.
Holy smokes. So how do you keep your edge up every night to get in there?
It's sometimes it's a challenge, but the audience really does help when once we get the energy feedback from them, it really grows with us. And the players are great players, and we all really have great chemistry on stage. So that all comes to play for sure.
And how did you land on George Thorogood? Was it by accident or?
Actually, like I said, we were doing it. We did a couple of George Thorogood songs when I was touring in the bands on the road, and we were just noodling around with stuff, and it just came about that nobody's really doing a tribute to George, and he's got a few really good songs, and then we started doing some research and realized how much he actually had. So we could build a show on this, and that's how Neil de Champlain and I came up with that.
So how much does the audience enjoy it? Obviously, you're successful. The tour's successful. As the band, tell us about the audience. Are they shake, rattle, and rolling every night with you?
Absolutely. Actually, I think we surprise a lot of people because we're really high energy and very audience participating kind of band. So very interactive. So we include the audience a great deal through the shows, which basically, if you make them part of the show, that makes the show that much better.
So it's a crowd, big time participation, you're saying?
Absolutely. So it's fun for everybody. We've done theaters where they're dancing in the aisles and everything. So it's obviously we're doing something right.
What is the big song of the night in your opinion that goes over the best?
I find Bad to the Bone tends to be the biggest one. That's his biggest hits.
Have you met George at all in your touring history?
Yes, I have, actually. He played in Toronto at the Government with Wide Mouth Mason. And a friend of mine called me. I was working midnight shift. I got off work in the morning, was just gone to bed, and he called me and says, "I need some help on this show." And I said, "Well, what are you talking about?" He says, "Well, George Thorogood's playing, and I thought you'd want to be on the crew." And I didn't believe him, so I turned the radio on, heard on Q107. So I called him back. I said, "I'll be there as quick as I can." And I basically got to hang out with the whole crew, and then I met George at the end. And it was pretty cool.
And were you, before you toured and developed the band, were you a fan of Thorogood's music?
I liked a few of his songs. I didn't really know a whole lot because I was doing all kinds of material at that time. So I kind of liked the groove. I thought the groove was pretty cool. And I thought, well, if I can't stand still to it, the audience probably won't either. And so it kind of became uh, that kind of thing where I discovered that I was a rock and blues player, and I thought for years I was just a versatile player. So that's kind of how I stumbled into it.
So tell us your typical 9 to 5. I know it's not 9 to 5, but that's the cliche I'm going to use. Tell the audience your typical 9 to 5 day when you get up and how you prepare and get to the show.
Well, basically, I'll get up and just basically make sure I got all my equipment together that I'm going to need, and basically just touch base with the boys, make sure everything is cool. If there's anything that anybody else needs to bring, in case we do, and then we drive to the show and basically do our sound check, meet the tech guys and then the promoters, and then when it's showtime, we do our thing.
If I'm an audience member live, question for you. As band leader, what type of show am I going to see and be entertained by?
It's going to be a rock and interactive show with the audience. It's not just a bunch of songs thrown together. There's a lot of thought put into that. I make sure that I design the show so that the flow is really good and there's no dead air, and the audience is definitely included. So it's a good time all around. It's all danceable music and familiar music.
So, a few more questions before we let you go.
Sure.
I ask every guest that I'm interviewing for a lifetime 2 major questions, and I'm going to hit you the same way.
Okay.
I want you to tell myself and the listening audience and the viewers, how tough is the music industry?
It's very difficult these days. I don't envy anybody who's trying to start out right now. It is very difficult to get noticed unless you have something that's very unique that nobody's done, some sort of niche that nobody's thought of. That's pretty much what you need these days. But it's very difficult. The competition out there is crazy.
Okay, great answer. You had the doors slammed in your face. You've had the phone hang-ups. You've had, hey, punk, get out of here. How do you deal with that coming up and still staying forward?
Again, it's back to being focused on what your goal is. And the other thing is not everybody is going to like everything you do. So you can't focus on that. You got to focus on those that do want to hear what you're doing and give them the best that you have.
Wonderful answer. Last question. For those that want to carry this interview a little bit longer or listen a little bit more, can you tell the audience your social media IDs, how they can connect with you?
Yep. My personal Facebook is gatorman@rogers.com. And my Facebook group page is Bad to the Bone under the groups. That's a good one.
Well, listen, thanks for taking the time. I know you're probably preparing for a show tonight.
Absolutely.
Good luck, and we'll check back with you. I'm the BMD. You have been on Meet the Band Rogers Television Network, the #1 show on the Rogers Network. Have a good day, and
thank you so much.
With the poems. can't have any pudding if you don't eat your meat. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel. We've got the outdoor man, of course. Looks like he's out in Whitby or out for a morning jog or exercise. The one and only Scott Templeton. And of course, he and his wife, Chris, run, promote, and entertain with Blackrose Entertainment. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Oh, doing really good. We've got a few things going on today.
Okay, let it
We're
rip.
we're down at Home Sweet Home Festival, which they do at Dunk Tank, and they save, or what they do is raise money with dignitaries going in the Dunk Tank, and it goes for care packages for the homeless. At the same time, in a pool tournament for a friend of ours who has brain cancer, the same one that Downey had, and we're raising funds for him to try and help his family get through this and support him. So I happened to be downtown, and I was just making the call. So they have music playing behind me and everything else.
Now you mentioned my friend the Dunk Tank. I notice you haven't got one of the big shirts on. Are you hitting the tank yourself today? We lost you there.
Our mayor, regional council, a councilor, our MPP will be in the tank. So it's going to be it's a fun day down here. It gets packed, and it looks like they're going to get absolute perfect weather for it.
Absolutely. Well, look, we won't keep you too long. What's new in Blackrose Entertainment this week?
Well, this week, what's new is we're really pushing for our August show right now, which is the um, it's the Elvis show. It's the 68 special in Aloha on the same stage one night at the Regent Theater. There's not a lot of tickets left, but anyways, they have that going on, and I'm preparing all our shows for September and October. There's so many of them to list, but honestly, if you go and check out blackroseentertainment.ca, you will see them all. It's just been a crazy busy schedule because I'm also doing the campaign for Center Ward and running for councilor, and that's going pretty good right now. So
good. We're gonna keep going with our new segment of Scott's Corner. Let's ask Scott. So give us the highlights of the recent concerts. Reader's Digest version. I know time's a problem. But tell us some of the highlights you remember as a promoter.
Well, in the last little while, I mean, I think one of the best promotions that one of the best shows was the Gowan show, where he actually came on stage and said to people, you know what, we wanted to come back at Oshawa, and it's been like 40 years. And he said, we had to find the proper promoter. So we did, and that's under Blackrose Entertainment. So that was one heck of a lot of, that was a big boost to Blackrose Entertainment. But all our other shows are coming up, and the ones that just passed, July, we just did a show up at the Stokey Center in Perry Town. It was the Last Waltz. It was their 50th anniversary, and I'll tell you what, the attendance was amazing. The sound is amazing. If people haven't seen this band, they have to go see it. They are just really, really good.
Interesting and well-spoken, friend. What about teasers? Have you got any teasers? Are you into Any negotiations you can talk about?
Not right now, because we're with a lot of festivals going on. A lot of the bands that I was after are in festivals, and I have to try and do one-offs.
Okay.
Some of them I can probably sell in a month and a half, but we have to negotiate contracts and get it done. It's, like the Bare Naked Ladies are at the Tribute Center now, or not Tribute, sorry, they're at the Air Canada Center.
Yeah.
So, some of these bands like to do one-offs while they're here,
Yeah.
and those are the ones that I try to go after. See
Got
if we can get some of those the original artist one-offs.
Now is Bare Naked Ladies somebody you're chasing?
Pardon?
Is Bare Naked Ladies somebody you're chasing?
Well, we tried, and we're trying to get it going, but it seems to be they're a little slow. They're busy. So, we hear back from them when they have time.
I hear you. Last question. I know I don't want to take you away from your big day. Shout out again about your community work you're doing today, please.
Well, today we were actually at a fundraiser for a friend from Poole who has brain cancer. He has the same that Robert Downey had, and we're raising funds so he can continue getting his therapy, radiation, all down at St. Mike's. And I'm also at the Home Sweet Home Festival in Whitby, this is a second year running, and they're doing all sorts of different events. There's all sorts of pop-up tents with different articles in them and people selling, and there's, I think, 3 or 4 different stages down here where there's original artists on stage, new and upcoming artists, singing music and everything else. So it's going to be a good day. The dunk tank, like I mentioned earlier, they do that to raise funds for care packages for the homeless. So there's a lot of dignitaries that are going in there, and it should be a fun day and raising a lot of money. So,
well, thanks for taking the time, my friend. We'll let you go. If people want to connect with Blackrose Entertainment, take a second and tell them how they can get to you.
Well, they can see our information on the website at blackroseentertainment.ca. They can follow us on Facebook at Blackrose Entertainment Canada, and they can contact me at scott@blackroseentertainment.ca.
Well, sir, thank you again for taking the time with us. Have a wonderful day. And don't forget, if you folks have been happy what you're seeing and listening to, don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up until next time. Hey, folks, the BMD here on my show, Meet the Band. If you or your group would like to be a guest on the show, email us at thebmdpodcast@gmail.com. See you then.